Great. So we're live now on Facebook as well. And firstly, thank you everyone for joining in, and thank you, Dr. Rong, for taking out time on an off day for us for this session. Thank you so much for that. And everybody who has joined in today. So thank you again for joining in. Today we have a very special guest from the University of Plymouth, Dr. Rong Huang, who is the program lead for MSc in Tourism and Hospitality Management at the Plymouth Business School in the University of Plymouth. She's also the associate head for associate head international for her school. And we are extremely delighted to have you on the session today and talk about the hospitality sector and give insights on the tourism and hospitality management courses in the Plymouth Business School, Doctor. So welcome, and thank you so much for taking out time. The session is all yours, so you can share your screen and you can begin the session. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for attending this session on Monday. And my name is Rong Huang, and as you can see, I'm an international person in Britain, and I have been in Britain since 1999. And today I will talk about the MSc Tourism Hospitality Management in Plymouth, where I have been the program leader for the last 11 years. I think it's a brilliant choice because we have very strong industry connection. You can see the 3 industry association logo here, the Tourism Management Institute, because our program have very strong destination planning emphasis. We're the Center of Excellence of Institute Travel and Tourism, and in reality, I'm sit at the executive board of the education and training for the ITT. We're also the education partner actor. That means we have very strong connection with our travel sector. And hopefully today's session gives you some information about University of Plymouth and also the course. After my presentation, you have plenty of time to ask me questions. If I can't answer your questions, I might ask my colleague, Wilma, and she's our regional office manager. And if both of us cannot satisfy your question, I will take back and ask our colleagues in central service or in the school. Hopefully, I provide you answer at the end. Okay. I don't know how many of you know Plymouth, and currently I'm in Cumbria in the Lake District and in the northern part of the UK. And I try to explain the Plymouth to the English people as well. The Plymouth is in South Devon coast. And in the southwest England. I would say we are the one of the largest city in UK in terms of population. We have 300,000 people in the city, and among them, 1 in 10 of the population is actually university students. And if you travel from London to Plymouth by train, the quick train service is about 3 hours, and average is about 3.5 hours. Of course, and if you want to travel by coach from the Heathrow Airport to Plymouth, we have a direct coach service from London Heathrow Airport. And we have very convenient transport service between Plymouth to Bristol, to Birmingham, to Cardiff, to Edinburgh, and more city. We also have a port, which means we have a ferry service to the Europe. The 2 big countries we have a link is France and Spain, regular ferry service between these 2 countries. And it's really useful, and we certainly take advantage of this kind of ferry service. I take our student to Roscoff in France for the field trip. It's really enjoyable experience. Our students love it as well. If you look at Plymouth, Plymouth is a world-class modern university. We become a university in 1994. However, if you trace our history is back to the School of Navigation in 1862. And Plymouth have very strong emphasis in sustainability. In the world rank impact study, we have very high ranking as well. In the university, we have 3 faculties: Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Business, where the business school locates, and Faculty of Health and Faculty of Science and Engineering. And you will see this professor here, Professor Ian Stewart, is our professor in sustainability, and he was talking about the university. At this moment, I will not play this video because it's quite long, but I will come back to the video if we have time. If you look at the business school, it has a very strong business and management focus, and we have 3 departments: accounting, economics, and finance is our first department, and then we have a biggest department called business. In this department, we include a range of subject area: marketing, HRM, business, tourism, hospitality, and event. And so it is one of the biggest, it is the biggest department in the school. We also have international shipping, logistics, and operations. In our school, we have 150 staff, about 2,200 taught students, and also we have 150 PhD students. Currently, I supervise 7 PhD students. We have excellent range of program across different disciplines. We have a traditional 3-year programs or foundation program, which is 4 years, and also we have those kind of fast track course, which is 2 years for the degree. We also have a long distance, like a distant learning or online learning for our MBA top up. So we have a range of product to offer, and some of them truly innovative. Come to the subject. This is a whole, and tourism and hospitality is our tradition. And if you look at the beautiful whole, normally my background is the whole, and as I'm away, so today you see the picture. And the whole, you can see the ferry service just leaving Plymouth Hull to go to France, and tourism and hospitality have very strong root in Plymouth, and in Plymouth Business School we have a very successful subject for last few years. And why you study tourism, hospitality, and cruise or event in Plymouth? Because this is the diverse industry with various opportunities in a range of sectors. So we're talking about tourism, which include travel sector, tour operator, airlines, railways, coach travel, and then you have a hotel, you have a cruise, you have an event sector. So a range of sector involved in this industry. And we always say this is one of the largest industry in the world. And you offer the careers that can take you all over the world. One of the good things is we have a lot of graduates in all of the world, in India, in Dubai, in Latin America, in USA, in Canada. And you know, one of the things so proud is go to visit them to see how successful they are. So the career from the tourism hospitality really take you everywhere. And there's growth demand for a dining experience, travel, and cruising. And yes, pandemic hit us hard. However, you can see people still have desire to travel, and people still willing to travel, and so many people already booked the holidays for travel. And so although the pandemic hit the industry hard, but believe me, we will bounce back with confidence. And a lot of industry associations certainly prepare the recovery plan to encourage people to travel and safe travel. In terms of tourism hospitality industry, we offer the transferable business skills that will allow you to pursue career outside of the industry. I have so many examples later when I show you where my student go, where my graduate student go, and you will be surprised because it's not tourism hospitality industry, but in the very successful career in the investment bank, and in the university, in the sports sector, and a wide range of job opportunity. Why we're so successful is because the transferable skills our students learned from the industry and the wide opportunity. And also you will find after 5 years, 10 years, their progression is so quick because they accumulate the skills from different sectors and make them confident to perceive their career. So why you study tourism, hospitality, cruise, and event at Plymouth? And why Plymouth? Because we have 100% overall student satisfaction. If you look at the National Student Survey, we have a small teaching team which is who specialize in tourism, hospitality, and cruise research. So we're research focused, and many of our colleagues publish a lot of journal articles, books, and they're also attending a lot of international conferences. And all our modules are taught in the context of this subject. So we teach marketing in the tourism hospitality industry. We teach the HRM in the cruise sector. So we are very much of in the context instead of generic teaching. We all have very strong internationalization presence. Our course taught in not only in Plymouth, but also in the partnership institutions such as Hong Kong, such as in Greece, such as in Sri Lanka, and also will be in Malaysia. And we have very strong work-based learning opportunities to develop practical skills in tourism hospitality industry. We have a hotel school, which we have a very strong relationship with local business, and our students can do internship or placement there. And as I mentioned, our class is small, so we get to know you, and sometimes it's good because when you're missing, we would definitely know who will find out you, and we will support you. Nobody will left behind, and because it's small class, everybody get on quite well. And we have a placement opportunity. Our placement is about 48 weeks. Which is a year, nearly a year, and we also have a shortened internships. Even during the lockdown, during the pandemic, we have a virtual internship to support our students. And we have a mentoring scheme, which from the employer to support our student to develop, which is run by the Central Career Service. We have very strong industry partners. Just now in my first slide, you see that we have 3 association logos there. We have very strong relationship with those 3 associations. So we're attending the original meeting, the event, and our students have a chance to talk with the industry practitioner through the guest session and also through the industry competition. And so for me, I'm very proud because what happened is we are teaching our students the subject knowledge at the forefront of the research. At the same time, we have very close relationship with industry, so make our students easily transfer to the industry and work in the industry. So tourism, hospitality management at a master level, and our program have changed and improved last year, and we made change to our program and also our curriculum. In terms of master program, you will find that you need to demonstrate your understanding and ability to employ various research methods to tourism hospitality management environment. You need to have a capacity to manage a significant tourism or hospitality management research project, and this is really crucial. And of course, we have 2 exit award, postgrad diploma and postgrad certificate. This is for students who can't proceed or for certain personal or career reason, and those are the 2 exit award we are available to support students. Overall, our program is emphasize critical understanding the theory, principle, and demonstrate your skills in working in the tourism hospitality industry, and also demonstrate your competence to work in the industry. In terms of a team, you see, I just need to change this. Okay, just a minute. If you look at my screen, you will find in my team we have 4 key staff. I'm the program lead, and Dr. Wyman Ning is our course leader for the hospitality contemporary issue and revenue management. Professor Sheila Agrawal is our module leader for the sustainable development and the crisis and disaster management. Smita is our the specialist for the HRM. So we have a 4 taught module plus capstone project. I will show you the detail of our program in just a minute. We have very strong, as I said, our staff have very strong activity in research. Here, just an example to show you that recently we published a range of books like Heritage Scream and Literary Tourism by the Professor Sheila Agwa, Research Methods in Tourism, Hospitality and Event Management by Professor Paul Brunt. Paul Brunt used to be our head of school and now is our director of academic partnership. And the other 2 colleagues used to work in Plymouth University. One is retired, one is taking the industry job. So those are 3 colleagues from our tourism hospitality program. Special interest tourism is a book edited by Sheila, Graham and me, because we all have very strong interest in special tourism. In reality, I wrote the food tourism and Graham actually contributed to the literary tourism because it's our research area. So we have very strong research contribution in the school. We also write a lot of journal articles. Except that, I don't know how many of you know Quality Assurance Agency for higher education in UK in terms of quality assurance. Dr. Wang Menling and I were selected to be the expert reviewer for Quality Assurance Agency for higher education in the UK. And Dr. Ling is associated with business and related subject, while I associate with both business and education subject. Recently, I've also been appointed by the QA to be their international quality reviewer and also their transnational educational reviewer. So we have very strong quality assurance to our program. I think that gives confidence to you when you study the international program. You do want a quality program, and here you are. You can see Dr. Wamani and I both the QA reviewer. So we will ensure you got a quality program and quality experience. We have very strong industry connection, as I mentioned before. We have a hotel patron conference. We have the features and the special guest in our guest session. We have springboard mentoring scheme, as I mentioned before. We had industry speakers come to our guest session. Not just invite industry come to us, we also take our students out to visit the industry. For instance, in 2018, before the lockdown or this kind of reality, we took our student to the residential consultancy trip to stay in a hotel, and we student give the consultancy project for the hotel. In 2020, I take our master student to a charity organization. It's a Trenance Heritage Cottage. You can see our student take a note to the industry practitioners, and also we give consultancy project for this organization. We organize ITT Future Youth career event in our campus, and we have you can see here we have Expedia, their global marketing director, come to talk with our students, and we take our students every year to travel technology show in London, and certainly it's really useful trip, and for our students take advantage of the advanced industry experience and the knowledge. And our students are very happy and very professional in organize this kind of trip by themselves and organize the social event of the trip as well. Except the guest visit and the attending those kind of professional event, we also take our student to the field work investigation, because we have the destination planning and management module. I'm the module leader. I tend to take my student to the field trips, and some of them are in the UK, but we always have one in Europe every year. And as you can see, because the COVID and this 2 years, we don't have the trip because there's the restriction in terms of travel. However, we still managed to take our student for the local visit to the different places. Some example here is those kind of adventure visit, normally at the end of October, to make sure we have a strong team to work together. And we also take our student, one of the photos show you is Potsdam in Germany, and we take the student to the world travel market. And so field work investigation is really crucial, because what happens is we have a direct link to our destination planning and management module. When we visit those kind of destinations, we also invite the local expert, some of them from the university, some of from the tourism board, to give a on-the-spot lecture to our students. It was really, they are very entertaining and also very professionally organized, and students really appreciate those kind of industry interaction, and also apply the theory to the practice straight away. We also discussed the gaps in the gaps between the theories and the practice, and discuss the way to improve understanding. So the fieldwork visit is our characteristics in our program. How are we going to assess you? And when we teach you, we tend to have lectures, we have seminars, we have workshops, and you might want to know, so what kind of things we need to looking for when you come to study here? We have normally, we will have a 2 assessment per module if you come to study with us, and the assessment type tend to be the report and essay and the presentation, in infographic poster and dissertation, or we have the capstone project. And the presentation can be individual presentation or group presentation. Infographic poster is really successful. Our students feel they have very strong design talent. In terms of nature, as I said, it can be individual or group. And so you have, for our module, you have a 3 attempt to pass a module. If you fail the first attempt, you have a resit opportunity in a failed element. So you're not a resit for 2 elements. You only go to resit the failed element. And if you fail after referral attempt, you will have to retake the taught element of the module to pass it. And for our program, to pass the module is 50%. You need an overall aggregate pass is 50%. So if you have a 2 element and one is 40, another one is 60, the average is 50, you still pass the module. And so you need to make sure you understand is the overall pass mark. And for our assessment, you will be assured our module handbook provide a clear guideline about assessment brief and assessment criteria. And also we have an assessment workshop to explain to you what is expectation and how you approach assessment. And then we have an assessment brief session where you show your coursework to your module leader or the people who set the assessment, and we will read it and give you a comment. And so you are fully support to understand and perform and to pass. Of course, we hope not just pass, we hope you secure the higher mark. We have a different grades. For us to pass is 50%, and if you fail, it will be under 50%. Pass is 50 to 59, and the merit is 60 to 69, and distinction is 70 plus. And I know different countries have a different pass mark. Sometimes you will find, goodness me, 60, that is so low. Believe me, in Britain, 60 is not so low, okay? 60 is merit. And because I want to emphasize several times to people, because when we have international students, you tend to have a different expectation of the marks. And some students, I remember, cried because when they receive 60%, and I need to tell them, this is a good mark, you need to be happy. And for us, we really try to support you through the assessment workshop and assessment brief session to make sure you understand the assessment and also perform not just the pass position, but also get a higher mark. Overall, last few years, we always have a lot of students in the merit and the distinction category. And so that you will be, I hope that give you sort of a relax, we try to support you as much as we can. Our program is full of stars. My stars really make me proud. Example here is Janice Idwala, and he's our international student. He's actually from Sri Lanka, and you can see here he did one of the paper for one of my module, and the paper, it was really well written. It is about innovation in one of the hotel chain in Sri Lanka, and subsequently he submitted the paper to the Iskantor conference, and guess what? He got the best paper overall winner. And he was so over the moon when he got that best paper overall winner, because the attendees from all of the world, and he got the best paper overall. And he carried on hard working, and he was succeed in his postgrad dissertation, and he was nominated and won the Tourism Management Institute best postgrad prize that year as well. And currently Janice is teaching in Sri Lanka in one of the private universities, and also doing the research, continue his sustainability interest. And so he is international student and succeed and bring the pride to our program. And at the same time, I'm very proud of him. We still have very close relationship, and recently he came to talk with our student, talking about how he developed from the master study and working successfully in the tourism management company, now move forward to a teaching position. So this is one of the example, quite happy to share with you. Another example is our Victoria, and Victoria Ward. She is actually a mature student, and she come in, and in reality she's actually slightly older than me, and she's successful and doing her part-time job in the Eden project, but she wants to improve her understanding of the knowledge and the principle, understanding of the knowledge and the principles. And she also wants to do a master degree, because what happened is her kids are already out of the house to study in the university, and she said, it's time I go to university again to get a master degree to prove my worth. And so she come back, and she have very strong interest in the ocean pollution and the plastic pollution, and she did really well in her study. And she also presented very successful dissertation. She was nominated as ITT Responsible Tourism Student of the Year in 2020. And guess what? Now, in order to achieve her ambition, she is progress with Plymouth University, doing her PhD with Plymouth University. So I give you some example. You can see international student progress really well to success at the international stage, and now progress to the teaching position. And Victoria is our maturity student, come back to achieve her dream, and now doing her PhD. The two examples just give you some understanding. I thought I have talked a lot. Let's see what our students say. Graduates say. Can you hear it? Oh, just a minute.
Dr. Rong, we are unable to hear the audio.
Okay, just a minute.
Hi, I'm Vinod Alexander, and I'm a proud alumni of the University of Plymouth. I had completed my Masters in Hospitality and Tourism Management in the year 2009. Looking back at that time, I have fond memories of the time we spent in classes at the university, especially of the moments when we had our projects due and the time we spent on preparing for our final dissertation. Our best memories were in the classroom, time spent discussing concepts of tourism with learned professors like Rong, Graham Busby, Paul Brunt, Mark Stone, and Sheila Mood, and many other teachers as well. Their experience and teaching styles helped us be actively interested and engaged in the classroom. The multicultural environment at Plymouth has incredibly been helpful for me, and I believe for many others, to broaden my horizon and work with a varied set of individuals. The friendships formed at Plymouth have endured all these years, and I'm still in touch with a lot of our friends from the university even now. The facilities at the university are top-notch, and the library is extensive, where I spent a lot of my days and nights researching for my projects as well as the dissertation. Talking about Plymouth, it is a student-friendly place with a lot of opportunities for recreation and tourism, especially for a student like me from India. I've been in the hospitality industry for the last 10 years, and the learnings that I received at Plymouth have helped me immensely, especially with the way I write business proposals, create effective training programs. I'm a training manager right now with a 5-star hotel in Dubai. Understand how the hospitality industry works and changes through the years, and keeping myself up to date with the new practices in the industry. I'm happy that I chose Plymouth for my education, and I'm pretty sure that you would do. Go for it, and all the best.
Okay, so this is our Indian alumni back in 2008 come to join Plymouth and now based in Dubai. Pandemic certainly hit the tourism hospitality industry in Dubai very hard, and Vinod is a brilliant example of resilience and successful graduate we have. Guess what? He transferred his job to a dairy company as training manager within a very short period of time. He set himself up as a very successful training manager for the dairy company, and we successfully keep contact with each other. We're talking about what he wants to do after the next 5 years. He wants to be a professor in the Indian university. He wants to return to the academic circle, and we're talking about potential PhD together. And Vinod is an Indian student, come to UK and now working in Dubai. As I said, our subject provide international opportunity to our graduate. Kimberly is our mature student, and her experience is slightly different compared to Vinod, but again, she is really interesting and successful.
Hi from Dorset, my name is Kim. I studied my Masters in Tourism and Hospitality Management at the University of Plymouth. The course was absolutely fantastic. We did modules like disaster and crisis management, e-strategies, marketing innovation, competitive advantage, things that you would take into the industry with you and be ready to go. It gave you such a good insight into operational aspects of the business. Being in University of Plymouth with the sea on your doorstep and the moors on your doorstep, it's absolutely a great place to learn because you've got so many different aspects of hospitality and tourism. We were really fortunate that we got to go to Innsbruck. I was awarded free travel and free accommodation so I could present my conference paper at the IS Contour 2019, which then was subsequently published. Also in our cohort I had five different nationalities. It was just fantastic because we got to have our lectures but then learn about each other's cultures and how things were, where they lived and where we lived and how we did things, and you just learn so much about different people. And our lecturers were really fantastic, especially our course leader, who would actually actively push you to socially engage as well, so that you're learning about international issues and things like going to the Chinese New Year and that sort of thing. Just fantastic. So if you're thinking about doing this course, I can thoroughly recommend it. It really is an eye-opener, it is a life changer, and I've achieved things that I never thought was possible. So all I can say is you won't regret it. Bye from Dorset. Hi from Dorset, my name is Kim. I studied my Masters in Tourism and Hospitality.
Sorry. And King is now graduated from the program now, and also working in a holiday company and based in Dorset. At the same time, he's our guest session speaker for our cruise student, because she has done quite a lot of cruise and work in the cruise company and do a lot of training, and the students certainly very interested in what she said, and she certainly provide those kind of industry insight to our student. Of course, because King is my student, and she always joke with our undergrad student, oh, be careful, Ron have a very certain requirement for coursework and all this sort of thing. And certainly we have very close relationship with our student, and Kings regularly contact me through the WhatsApps, through the Facebook, to ask me ideas about the career progression. And also she was talking about potentially I will come back in next five years time to do a PhD to improve my understanding of the industry and develop different career paths. And the two example, one is international student, one is home student, one is just student who finished the university, come to do a master degree. Another one is mature student, have worked around the different sector of the tourism hospitality industry and come back to get a master. Hopefully they give you idea. It's not just me say the program is good, and our graduate alumni certainly back up this idea as well.
Hi from Dorset, my name is Kim.
Hi, I'm Vinod Alexander, and I'm a proud alumni of the University of Plymouth. I had completed my master's in hospitality.
I just need a technical. Okay. As I said, we have very strong focus on the career element. This kind of focus is not just talk, but it's action. If you look at our program arrangement, of the career discussion at the start of our induction week. So basically in our induction week, we'll have a whole morning talking about career. And I will start to say, well, okay, after your master degree, what do you want to do? And what kind of things I can help you? And each of our students need to develop their profile, and I will then give the idea what kind of things we have and what kind of things you need to do to develop your skills. So we start from the induction. Sometimes students say, hey, I'm just come to do your master program. How can you ask me career already? This kind of discussion is really make our students think, because 1 year can be very short. The time passed so quickly. So we start from the induction to get the idea of career development plan, and I will regularly send them information about the different events they can attend to develop the career accordingly. We also, students need to develop their induction essay and at the first week, and then I will give the feedback about the induction essay, about their writing skills, academic skills, to ensure they are capable to progress to our program. And if they have some difficulties in certain skills, I will give recommendation what kind of training they can do. And we also provide different support to our students. For instance, as I said, the student develop the career profile in the induction, and then every month I will send them email about what kind of job they can apply, what kind of things they can do to improve their CV. By the end of June, if you're a September entering student, I will working with our university career service, and I will actually provide different opportunity and workshops which our students need to attend to prepare the interview or prepare the assessment, because a lot of those kind of the management trainee programs have assessment centers. Now some assessment center actually in Plymouth, but others in different places. Our career service will help our students prepare those kind of assessment center activity. We also develop the internship opportunities to help our students to secure relevant work experience, because what happens is if you only have a qualification, have no work experience, you will find it's difficult to get a job. So while in the first week, find out what you want to do, what is your CV look like. I will try to act actively to ensure you accumulate different type of work experience to demonstrate different skills you have. By the end of the July, I normally developed a tailored reference for each of my students, and so our student can use the reference to apply different jobs. In reality, this year we had a January entry and September entry. Our students had a very good relationship, do different things and get the jobs. So what kind of job you can have? You will find your range of job opportunity you can have in the industry, and you will work in the operation management. You can work in the food and drink management, room division management, and conference and event management, guest relation, revenue management, and HR, talent management, manage the marketing or business development, the range of job opportunity you can think in the tourism hospitality industry. And if you look at here, I just show you example of a student and where they go. You will find there some of them work in Shangri-La, some of them work in Marriott, some of them work in the Mandarin Oriental, Intercontinental, Echo Hotel Group. It's typical hospitality industry. Atlantis. And as you heard the winner talking about, he worked in the 5-star hotel training as a training manager. Atlantis, he worked in Atlantis as assistant training manager, and subsequently he moved to another 5-star hotel to be the training manager. We have students work in the tourism attraction like Oxford Golf Resort in India and Royal Collection of Trust. And we have a student as visitor manager in the Windsor Castle. And we have a, if you look at the cruise company, as I said, we have very strong connection with the cruise company. We have a student working in the Carnival Cruise, Royal Caribbean, and those two Princess Cruise, and those a few cruise company regularly come to our university to recruit our student. And we have students working in the airlines. You see the working at Atlantic, United, Air China, Emirates, Singapore Airlines. So those are the key airlines our students have jobs. In reality, one of the students, I think she graduated 3 years ago now, and she worked as she did a first degree in psychology and went to be an air hostess for three Middle Eastern airline. And after 10 years work as a host, the air hostess, he decided to go to do a master degree. And after the master degree, she said, I want to work in the hospitality sector. I want to work in the hotel. Yes, she went back working in the Radisson Hotel for 6 months, and then decided I still want to work in airline. He then got a job as a supervisor for the service center in United in Hong Kong. So we have very strong airline industry relations. And we, as I said, we also have a student working in the university, and we have a student working in bank, like China Minxian Bank. This is the first private bank, and the Bank of Montreal. And in reality, I can still have a vivid memory of this student who now working in the Bank of Montreal Beijing branch, because just before she finished her honors dissertation, she started looking for a job, and we give her encouragement, say you should looking for the job you are doing your project. Her project is about hotel finance. So she talked about different hotel finance option, and here you are. She worked in the Bank of Montreal, and that was a really interesting option for her to develop. And this is just job our graduate and master student doing, and certainly provide a wide range of opportunities and wide range of variety from our master student. Of course, we have the ones who want to be their own boss, and we have a student used to work in the hotel sector, in the bank, and now they have their own training company. For instance, the Sharad have her own have his own training company. Wang have his own training company. The guy who went to work in the Minxian Bank developed his own travel agent. And at the same time, you will see the 4 students in one photo. One used to work in the Marriott, and now have her own training company for the hotel staff. Another person have run successfully of the advertising agency. And all the students provide your idea. You not just need to work for people, you can be your own boss, and then you can be successful. In terms of a tuition fee, if you look at our tuition fee, our postgrad taught program is 15,200. We also have the scholarship. Our 3 types of scholarship is for the master student. One is International Academic Excellence Scholarship. This is the year we give 20 in the business school about the student who have very successful academic profile. If they have distinction, they can apply our Academic Excellence Scholarship. This excellence scholarship means 50% off the tuition fee. For this, you need to apply and you need to fill in the application form separately. And when you submit your application, if you have a distinction profile, our admission service will invite you to apply this Academic Excellence Scholarship. We also have an International Student Scholarship. This is for the student who got 2-1. And if you got 2-1, you will find you automatically award £2,000 off from your tuition fee. And you don't need to apply because we just give you automatically based on your academic profile. We emphasize the academic excellency, so we give the student the scholarship based on the successful academic performance. Except the university, in the business school, we have a range of learning services run by the student service and to support student study and living in the UK. The study learning service, they support students to start to learn, and they have a postgrad writing support to support students to write, especially the dissertation. They also run the peer support and also writing cafe to support students develop their experience in the UK. And if you need the language training, you will find, because for our course, you will find we ask for L6.5. If you are not get that kind of mark, we have those kind of language course available. If you go to L's 5 point, you will find we have those kind of 11-week training course. If you have L's 5.5, we have 8 weeks training course which are available. And if you go to L6.0, we have a 6-week training course. And if you go to L6.5, but your writing is not that up to the level, then we have a 2-week training course. So we have a range of training course available. If you need those kind of training course, make sure you apply our language, professional language courses, and you will find the application form available from our website. If you need those kind of application form, please do let me know, or let the IDP know. I'm sure they can help you to get our professional language application form. I'm sure Wilma from our regional office will support you as well. So that is for language professional course. And in sessional, during your study here, you will find you have a language support courses as well to support you to develop your coursework, and those courses are free, and you can take it during your time. And also they have a ad hoc workshop to support you as well. When it comes to studies, university have a range of accommodation, whether it's halls resident within the university, which is 2 or 3 minutes walk to the classroom, or outside the university. One of the things you are assured in the university, if it's university recommended private accommodation, university will be check those kind of places and ensure it's safe for you to live. And if you visit our Plymouth University website accommodation site, you will find a list of options from our website about different halls resident outside the university you can book. And so it's really convenient and it's really close to our business school. The most important service in the university for the international student, I would say, is international student advice. They have a lot of up-to-date advice for our international student. In university, one thing for academics is we do not give any advice to the immigration matter. So if you have anything in relation to immigration, we always recommend our international student advice. And even during the lockdown, our international advice run the Zoom session every day for our international student. They have the up-to-date information about the study, about the visa, about the post-study work visa or student route, or you can find information about the visa issue in relation to work during the study or after the study or during the holiday. as I said, if you have a question about visa issue, the best place to ask is our international student advice. They're really supportive and approachable. And that is I always say this is the most important service for the international student in the university. Okay, I think that's all from me, and hopefully I give you a sort of a brief introduction to my program, to the university, and if the floor is yours. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer you as much as I can.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Rong. I am just going to check if you have any questions. Guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to post it in the comment box.
I see Wilma already put my program page there. Thank you so much. That's very helpful.
There was also a question on Facebook, which I have answered regarding IELTS. So
thank you so much. You're the best supporter I have. And we give you a medal afterwards. Any questions? I'm very happy to answer your questions if you have questions regarding to study the tourism hospitality program. And also one thing I forgot to mention is how about part-time job. Some of the international students, when they come to study in UK, they really want to know whether it's easy to get a part-time job, what kind of part-time jobs you can find. In our career service, we normally run at least the part-time job fair in Plymouth, and to introduce a range of part-time opportunity in Plymouth or surrounding area. And also our students have very strong group connection, and they tend to support each other. For instance, in my January entry, we have 8 international students, and within the first month, 5 of them get part-time jobs, and it was really interesting because within 5 weeks, within 2 weeks, I received an email to ask me to write a reference for my international student because they already got part-time jobs. And so we have the central service to support you find the part-time jobs, and also we have a local links among the student group to support each other to get part-time jobs. So it's easy, relatively easy for our international student to find a part-time job if that is what you want to do. And our course also range in 2 days, so 2 or 3 days. It means you have other days you can do study, work, and a combination of pleasure as well.
Great. So I was just checking the questions. As Wilma mentioned, Wilma has already answered the ones on Facebook. This was regarding scholarships and IELTS requirements. So that has been answered. I don't see any questions here. Doctor, so probably we can bring the session to an end.
Okay.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing the insights about the MSc program in tourism and hospitality management. And thank you for the detailed information on all the students who have studied, alumni, current students. That is really helpful. I'm sure students will be able to relate to it and find more answers to their questions through this video and through your session, Doctor. Right, and also thank you so much, Wilma, for taking out time and organizing this session, coordinating with Doctor. And
happy to do that.
Thank you, Wilma. So we'll bring the session to an end. I will just stop the live